Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Haws Studios, where I teach GarageBand, Logic Pro, and music production. I'm Jeremy Haws. Today I'm going to show you guys routing and mapping and for your modern Massive 2 Get Good drums in GarageBand. Okay, and so you might be using your Get Good drums and you might load it up and stuff, and all of a sudden, like say you're using GarageBand's drummer, or you're using the Kit Designer editor window to type in your MIDI. You're going to want to map that correctly, so you actually, when it hits the snare, it hits a snare, not a tom. That's because you're mapping. Okay, so you're using Easy Drummer's MIDI from Easy Drummer, but you want to use Modern Massive in GarageBand. That's mapping and routing. So I'm going to show you guys that today. Pretty simple. It's a little difficult at first. So anyways, without further ado, let's get started. Yeah. All right, guys. So here we are in GarageBand, and first off, what we're going to do is we're going to go grab ourselves Modern Massive 2 by Get Good Drums. So I'm going to get us a MIDI track real quick by hitting plus, going to MIDI, software instrument. Now I'm going to go, make sure you open up your control window here. I'm going to go down to plugins. I'm going to change this to Modern and Massive 2 Stereo. Okay, click on that bad boy. There's Modern Massive 2. Okay, so this is where it gets a little tricky. Okay, so you really want to make sure that that your mapping here is set up correctly, so it triggers the right drum pieces. Okay, so let me just go ahead and grab this MIDI that I've got here and pull it down. And basically this came from Drummer. First off, it came from this bad boy, then I burnt it and converted it to MIDI right here, and then I pulled that MIDI down into Modern Massive 2. Okay, even though it says classic piano there, it's Modern Massive 2. Okay, so check it out now. That's not the same thing as this. Okay, but it's the same MIDI, it's the same MIDI. Why isn't it playing the same thing? That's because of the mapping. Okay, so super important. Mapping, super important. So let's go to Modern Massive here. Okay, so depending on where your MIDI came from, like if it came from GarageBand's drummer, Logic Pro's drummer, if it came from Easy Tune, like Easy Drummer 3 or Superior Drummer or Addictive Drums or any of those, you got to make sure that if that MIDI came from there, that you map it to that, because it might have certain accents. It might be certain drums, as you can see, shells or cymbals, whatever. If you don't have a correct thing, it's not going to play the right thing, and it might not hit it the right way. It might, when it's supposed to play closed hi-hats, it's playing open hi-hats. Okay, so I know this is from GarageBand's drummer, even though I burnt it to MIDI and I'm using East Bay Drum Kit. You want to go over to here and manage map configurations, and you can see right here it's on Modern Massive, and that's the factory settings, but I'm actually using GarageBand drums. So you want to make sure that you click it to this bad boy, hit apply, and let me show you what I mean now. Should play it correctly. Yep, it's playing correctly. Okay, now one other thing I want to mention, if you are using, so this is for GarageBand, so I want to mention, if you didn't use Drummer to create your MIDI with, but you just used the kits in GarageBand to record with, you're playing kits, like you just use a kit, like East Bay or any of these, and then you typed in the MIDI yourself, like in the editor window. Just make sure that you set this up correctly. And I believe that's, it works for GarageBand. It should still work with GarageBand drums. Okay, if you're in Logic Pro, it's different. Logic Pro Kit Designer, you want to use if you type in the MIDI yourself, or the MIDI yourself, or Logic Pro's drummer if you're using, like I did in GarageBand. Drop that down. But GarageBand should GarageBand drums should work for both GarageBand's drummer or its Kit Designer. Okay. So, but again, if you're watching this and you're say you're in GarageBand, you're using some, it's coming from somewhere else. Any of these, Easy Drummer, Superior Drummer, Addictive Drums, Stephen Slate drums, any of these Native Instruments, make sure it's the correct. It came from whatever MIDI that produced the MIDI. It came from that. I've said it a couple times. So, and it should turn out correct. Okay. So pretty simple, and I said I was going to talk about routing, but routing was real simple. We already did that. Routing is super simple. So let's go back to here, and that was routing. It's really simple in GarageBand. Let's go to routing. Let's cancel this. Let's go to mixing, and you've already routed it when you brought this bad boy in, and it hit stereo. That it should all work now. Okay. All right, guys. I hope that was helpful. Please leave some comments. I love to hear what you guys think. Smash that like button if you enjoyed it. I'm Jeremy Haws. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. That leaves wide open. See you guys. Yeah.